And for our final story, we shift focus to Kenya, where lawmakers have accused British soldiers of decades of human rights abuses and sexual abuses while they trained in the country. A Kenyan parliamentary inquiry has denounced what's being described as a disturbing trend of sexual misconduct at British Army facilities in the East African nation. Since Kenya gained independence in 1963, the former colonial power has maintained a British Army training unit on the outskirts of Nanyuki, around 200 kilometres north of the capital Nairobi. Thousands of British troops can pass through Kenya in any given year, and this reports into the conduct of soldiers from the British Army Training Unit Kenya, or BATUK, detailed harrowing testimony from communities near the bases. The report cites compelling evidence of widespread misconduct.
A disturbing trend of sexual misconduct, marked by rape, assault, and abandonment of children fathered by soldiers. Survivors of sexual violence reported cases being dropped or mishandled by local authorities, with many victims denied access to justice.
And in 2003, Amnesty International claimed to have documented 650 rape allegations against British soldiers in Kenya between 1965 and 2001. The British soldiers are also accused of evading accountability by refusing to cooperate with the investigation. The UK High Commission affirmed readiness to investigate the allegations once evidence is provided. The UK High Commission also said it deeply regrets the challenges which have arisen in relation to their defence presence in Kenya. Now, this report comes just weeks after the arrest and detention of Robert James Perkins. The 38-year-old soldier being held in Britain is accused of the murder of Kenyan Agnes Wanjiru in 2012. The 21-year-old mother was found dead in a septic tank at a hotel in Nanyuki. The British soldier's lawyers say he vehemently denies the murder, which has been a source of diplomatic tension between Nairobi and London. The report also recounted a harrowing 1997 incident in the village of Archer's Post. The report details how 30 women were gang raped at knife point, some inside of their own homes. And it is not just human rights and sexual abuses that are detailed in this report.
Consistent patterns of gross negligence by BATUK in the handling of unexploded ordnances, leading to multiple civilian injuries and fatalities. The illegal dumping of military waste and toxic materials.
Residents have reported respiratory issues, livestock deaths and miscarriages as a result of toxic fumes and leftover military waste. In its defence, BATUK says the independent audits show high level of compliance with Kenyan regulation. Kenyan lawmakers made a series of recommendations in this report. The establishment of a survivor liaison unit to offer legal aid to victims of crimes linked to BATUK personnel. For the British and Kenyan governments to negotiate mechanisms to hold BATUK soldiers accountable for child support, and the creation of a military-linked crimes task force to oversee investigation and prosecution of offences committed by foreign military personnel. Kenyan lawmakers have identified a disturbing trend of misconduct by British troops in the nation. Bilateral relations are already strained, and this report throws a dark cloud over decades of military cooperation.
I rose from the army with medals on my chest. I spoke of freedom from colonial chains, but I tightened my own. I filled prisons with ghosts. Nearly 500,000 people were butchered under my rule, and I trusted only my paranoia. I gave myself grand titles. I claimed to be Africa's strongman. History calls me something else, the dictator. Who am I?